Speaking of which, I was talking to Ian about this, and I'm someone who gets branded as sort of a nano FC, even though I'm capable of doing brawling.
Mhm.
One of my biggest angst about Battlefield mechanics is that it encourages too much of this sort of extreme kiting doctrines that we
Yes.
see. And
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that? Like, if you could
Yeah.
improve BF mechanics in a way that it would do more brawling, like how would you change it?
Well, we've seen with all of the other plexes, novices up to larges, that the design of those plexes being a gate that dumps everybody onto the same predictable spot, and that the capture ring isn't particularly large, and that it's a single capture ring on the inside. Those plexes all very heavily promote brawling, which is in fleet work is virtually eliminated in everywhere else in the game. Battlefields, of course, is different. Like, by design, each side is dumped really far apart from each other. The inside of that dead space is massive, and the 3 capture rings are very often put people who are capturing it 100 kilometers off of anybody warping in. What it really does do, exactly like you say, is it almost requires that you fit long range, because what if the enemy does? The enemy fits long range. What are you going to do in a short range ship? I think that the way I would look at this is 2 things. First of all, move everything on the inside a bit closer together, even as much as half. So instead of 100 kilometers to something, it's 50, that kind of thing. But at the same time, I'd want to go a little bit further, and I might put some weather on the inside that caps the lock range to something like 50 kilometers.
I like that.
Because
And maybe going along like kind of like Abyssos, where you have certain bonuses. Like, what do you think about that? Like, I would love to
yeah, I mean,
see.
we've had weather in this game
Yeah,
since Abyssal content and metaliminal storms, so it's not unheard of as a mechanic. It's not a completely fresh thing that would have to be made from scratch. It's just, what I want to do is have more content be within brawling range. If you can get people to be fighting within 50 kilometers of each other, it's just a little bit of effort to close that distance compared to an almost insurmountable effort when we're talking 70 to 100 kilometers, which is what it is now. Blast ships are perfectly viable at 40 kilometers. You just have to close a bit of space. It is possible for it to work.